Hi everyone, welcome to Bite-Sized Tips for Busy Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Mary Thane Brandt, and I have with me tonight Dan Harris from Profits Marketing Group. Do you want to learn how to increase engagement and monetize with your videos? Are you looking for a simple but effective video marketing plan? We've got all of that covered in tonight's show. So stay tuned, grab your coffee, your water, your wine. This is actually water. My husband just put it in my coffee mug because he knows I like my coffee mugs. Hey, Kimberly, thanks for joining us. I'm super excited about this show. And Dan, I'm just going to give a couple little secrets away. They might not be secrets, but hello, we all know that video marketing is 80% of marketing these days. So whether we like to be in front of the camera or not, we need to wrap our heads around a video marketing plan.
Amen.
So, before we get started, Kimberly, anyone else that's joining us, if you know someone who can benefit from these video marketing tips that we're going to be sharing tonight, please go ahead and share this broadcast right now with your network. And for all my replayers, will you do hashtag replay in the comments? Because we want to know that you were watching. And Dan and I have made a commitment to go back and answer your questions, even those that are watching the replay. So please go ahead and type hashtag replay and we'll go back in and engage with you after the show. And finally, one of my favorite things is to know where my audience is watching from. I'm proud to say that I've built an international audience now. So please go ahead and tell me where you're watching from and what industry you're in, because maybe we'll have a tactic that's specific for your industry, right? It's one thing to talk broadly, but if I've got a bunch of health coaches on or social media people, we might want to address your industry and how you can create a video marketing plan. So go ahead and type that in the comments. So you guys, in this episode tonight, Dan is going to share 3 key tips. Simple ways to craft your videos to engage viewers. Great equipment on a budget. Video creation doesn't take thousands of dollars, and I am attest to that because this isn't $1,000 studio here. So Dan's going to talk about that, and then I'll chime in about my little studio setting because I get a lot of compliments on I call it my recording corner. And finally, I'm so excited to talk to Dan about this, how to take a single video and chop it up into great pieces of marketing. So really that's called repurposing, and that is something that we all need to do. And I have put it on my list of things to be better at this year. So I'm really excited to learn how to do that with our video. Now, finally, before we get started, I always like to share how I know my guests. So Dan and I, we were thinking last week when we were talking, how did we meet? And we're like, networking, SCORE. We met at SCORE, of course. And Dan's going to talk a little bit more about SCORE later. Because I know, Dan, that you do a lot of great workshops there, and that's really how we met. And I think SCORE is a fabulous group. I don't know, are they nationwide or are they just...
Yeah, they are, although the San Diego chapter actually happens to be the largest one in the country.
Woo, woo! Yay!
Yeah.
High five. Like that. So that's how Dan and I met, was at the SCORE chapter, and we've kept in touch online, and we've actually had lunch together. So it's all about taking those online relationships offline. And now we are here doing video marketing plan for you guys and strategy. So you know what? Let's dive right in tonight because I don't like to waste anyone's time. And Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started, and did you just dive into video marketing or what's the natural progression that you took to get to where you're at today?
Yeah, thanks, Mary. And by the way, I'm stoked to be on here with you. I know we've been planning this for a long time, so thanks so much for having me on. Yeah, quick background. My background is actually not in marketing at all. I actually have a master's in healthcare, and I worked in that field for about 15 years. Reached a point where I said, you know what, enough of this. I need something new. And I had done marketing as kind of a hobby. I knew how to build websites from back in the olden days when you actually used to have to write the code.
Oh, Lord.
And things like that. So when my wife and I, who co-founded our agency, decided to make that transition, it was fairly easy because we both come from healthcare backgrounds. So not surprisingly, our first 6 to 8 clients were all in that industry. We knew healthcare and medical. So that's how it kind of started from there. And yes, when we started, we tried to do everything. We were building websites and doing social media and reputation, etc. But we realized after not too long into the game that we had a passion for video, and we knew that video was going places. So really our focus now is on video and digital advertising, and we really don't do the other stuff. We partner with people who do that.
That's fabulous. I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I think it's really important. People talk about like they're a marketer, and I feel like that is so broad nowadays. Like back in the day, you could be that marketer of all trades, but I really feel that nowadays to be really successful, it's really good to have that niche, right?
Plus it keeps you from becoming a mental case too, because you don't have to try to keep everything in the air at the same time. So
right, exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dan, tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time out. And I really hope that all of you guys are excited to be here. And we want this to be an engaging show. I really don't want it to just be two talking heads. So I want to know your questions. And as Dan is talking, I'm going to be monitoring your questions. And I will interject appropriately and get your questions answered. So Dan, I'm going to turn it over to you. Our first topic, let's start at the beginning, right? Great equipment on a budget, right? Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and take it over and tell people how to do that?
Okay, perfect. And yeah, just to tie into what Mary said, comments, questions, even arguments, if there's something that maybe you don't see eye to eye with us on, put those in the box and we'll make sure that we address all of them. And yeah, one of the biggest mistakes that I see beginning people who are just starting to dip their toe into the pool, so to speak, of video, is that they overcomplicate things. And they feel that they need to have this deluxe set of equipment that can cost thousands of dollars, and they need to have an amazing dedicated digital video camera, and they need to have all these, boom lights and shotgun mics and the whole 9 yards. And yes, all that stuff has its place, but it's absolutely not necessary to get started. In fact, most of you have more than adequate HD camera on you all the time, and it's one of these guys right here. The latest iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, all the latest smartphones will shoot in full HD, which you never need anything more than that to shoot good videos. There are a few things, though, that go along with that you do need, and this is what's important. The phone will get the video great, but it does a terrible job at capturing audio. The built-in mic into my iPhone or in Samsung Galaxy or any of the nicer phones is really not good at all. Unfortunately, it does two things. It doesn't pick up your voice well enough, and it picks up too much of the external noise. You hear things like wind whistling through the mic, noise of people going by. By buying a fairly inexpensive, and by the way, we'll make sure that we include links to all of these, and Mary's showing one right now. You get either what's called a lavalier microphone, which Mary just showed, a lapel or lavalier mic, or you can also get one that is called a boom or a shotgun mic, which is a little small microphone that mounts right to the top of your camera or your phone, has a little fuzzy ball on the end. They're both super, super affordable. By the way, here's your equipment tip of the day. If you get nothing else out of this, I hope that this will be enough. And that is Amazon should be your one-stop shop for anything. And I'm not saying that because I don't get any affiliate kickback or anything like that. But instead of going to Best Buy or Fry's or any of your local electronic or video stores where they might have 3 or 4
they don't
models.
Have a very good collection or whatever assortment at Best Buy, because when Melissa Glaze and I a couple years ago were like, okay, we're gonna do video, we need mics, right? We went there because we're the type of people, we actually wanted to see it. Exactly. I think she bought a Rogue mic or something.
Those mics are very good, yeah.
And it's a little bigger, but they had like 2 in stock.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. And Amazon's easy returns. You buy it, you don't like it, ship it right back.
And I totally agree with you about some things you really want to be able to feel and touch and see. But the thing I love about Amazon, too, is the fact that you can check reviews. So you can see if something has, 500 5-star reviews, you can rest assured that it's probably a pretty good microphone. So getting a mic would be your first step to add to your phone. The second part, critical piece. Do not try to hold your phone or attach it to a selfie stick.
Wait, so I shouldn't, can everyone see? Where's my, hey everyone, because I'm always doing that on the go. But
yeah, no, and I get that. People get excited, they want to do their videos, but the 2 reasons why people will bounce out of your video and stop watching, one of them is poor audio quality,
Yeah.
The other one is they're having trouble watching the picture because it's doing this. And trust me, you may think you're pulling it off by holding your selfie stick out there, but it's still moving.
Wait,
Get yourself.
So you mean?
Well, that's a gimbal. Now that's
No,
a
this
little
isn't
better.
a gimbal. This is
Oh, that's a tripod. Okay, I didn't see the base.
A tripod and a selfie stick in one.
Boom. There you go.
Would that be acceptable?
Totally. The tripod is the way to go. And you know what? Tripods are super, super affordable. We'll also put links to some that I recommend.
Terms.
Literally, I'm going to tell you, as somebody that shoots video for clients all the time, I have 2 tripods. Neither one of them cost me more than $35. So you do not need to break the bank to get a good tripod.
So I just want to interject. We have some questions that I want to throw out, but the whole point about your setup, you guys. So when I first started, I was all excited. I bought a green screen. I bought a tripod. I can't tell you how many lights I have back here in the corner. So if anyone, Dan's got great advice and I can share what I went through because my green screen is over there. The tripod is over there because for me, I use my laptop. Right, for my Facebook Live shows and most of that stuff. And I use it for my training videos because that's really what I'm doing is more like training videos and the Facebook Live. But you guys, you don't have to spend all that money. You don't need a green screen and all that. And you don't need 3 different tripods. I had a short one. I have a clip. It's crazy. Listen to Dan. He knows what he's talking about. Hey, we had some more people join us. So Lori, thank you, Lori, for joining us tonight. And Gloria, thank you for joining us. And Joe's online. Thank you. Hey, now Kimberly had a quick question, and it has to do with microphones. So I'm just going to jump in. She says that she's considering starting a podcast. I can't wait to see your podcast or hear it, Kimberly. And Dan, Kimberly and you have something in common. She's in healthcare compliance.
Perfect.
You guys ought to connect. So she wants to know, do you recommend a video cast instead and the repurpose for podcast blog? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. So Kimberly, you're asking about repurposing your podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, we're not quite there yet. Do we want to save that for the repurposing portion?
Yeah. In general, a quick answer is I think repurposing is awesome because why should you recreate the wheel if you've already put some good content out there to be able to use it in multiple forms? However, we'll get to that. There are some things you want to do when you repurpose it. So,
great question, Kimberly. Thank you for asking that. And we had Shelly join us. Hi, Shelly. Thanks for joining us tonight. Okay, Dan. So we're still talking about equipment. We went over microphones.
One last critical piece. So we've got the microphone. We've got the tripod. Don't forget the lighting. And by the way, I'm going to put myself out there and kind of embarrass myself as a video guy. This was we got the Skype call together really last minute. Mary will attest to this. I don't have my fancy video lights that I use for my clients.
I called them out on it, you guys.
So it's one of those do as I say, but not as I do, okay? You should have lights. You see how well lit Mary is, and that's because she's using one of those ring lights, and those are perfect if you are going to be the one on camera.
Right.
Now, in the case, if you're going to do multiple people on camera, or maybe you're going to be moving around a stage a little bit, there are some very affordable, what are called softbox lights. They're LED lights. They come on a stand. Literally, again, here I go with my Amazon pitch. You can get those for $60, $70, and they're like professional quality, all you would ever need. So if you're doing the math here real quickly, you can almost have a full, complete mobile video studio for well under $300.
That's awesome. And it's an investment that's going to pay off because video marketing is here to stay, folks. 80% of marketing is video marketing. So like I said at the beginning, whether we like to be on video or not, because everyone's always like, oh, Mary, you're so good on video. I'm like, I get so nervous and I really don't like to see myself on video. I'm very self-conscious. But you know what? I have to embrace it for my business to succeed. That's how we're going to reach the masses. And we have to communicate with our clients, right? The way that they want to be communicated to. So,
and that's a perfect, if you don't mind me jumping in, just to tie in, perfect point. And there's 2 things that I always tell people in my workshops on those points. Number 1, always, the old saying about picture your audience in their underwear. Well, I don't recommend that. But remember that you are essentially talking to your favorite customer, client, or patient. Envision that you're having a one-to-one conversation with somebody when you're looking into that camera lens.
Hi, Mary Rose. Mary Rose just joined. So Mary Rose, I'm having a one-on-one with you tonight. No.
So that'll kind of put you at ease. And the other thing is, remember, whatever niche or business field you're in, you are the subject matter expert. You know more about it than what the people who are watching. That's why they're watching you, because they want to learn that stuff. So remember, you're the teacher and they're the student, and that will kind of, because I understand that you're in the headlights feeling, but that'll calm you down.
So we got some more comments. Gloria said, indeed, Mary Rose. She said, I made it. I had texted some people. Lori said, I prefer using my laptop too. It works for you, Mary. It is evening and your lighting looks good. What kind of PC? Well, thank you. So I was telling Dan before we started that my ring light is the knockoff version of the Diva light, because the Diva light's like $279. I don't know. It's expensive.
But yours looks great. It's awesome.
$79 on Amazon, folks. Yeah. And so my laptop, Lori, is a brand new, I'm very proud of it, brand new MacBook, the big, thick, heavy one. I bought the Mac Daddy, I want to say, because the guy said this is a workhorse. It'll last me 10 years. I'm like, that's it. So I'm glad that it looks good and it sounds good, and I'm paying for it. But you don't have to buy a MacBook. But I do feel like they have really quality cameras, and you don't need another camera. But, you know, if you notice, I keep going to this bag of tricks down here. Because, like I said, I had a bunch of tripods. Like, I literally have a box down here that's full of, you know, gadgets. And so, what I was looking for, I don't see it. Well, Lori, there's a little camera. Like, some laptops, let's talk about that. Because sometimes, depending on what device you're using, if you're using an older PC or something, the camera quality isn't as good. I've had some guests on where they were kind of fuzzy.
Right.
What can they do about that?
Well, there are actually a couple. I would say you're right. Almost all laptops or desktops, the camera quality is not going to be in full HD. But again, for really affordable price, I've seen them for 60, 70, maybe as much as $80. But you can get one that shoots in full HD that mounts right on top of your laptop or your computer. And it also has the benefit of being able to broadcast in stereo audio, which your computer might not do. So if you're going to do, like in Mary's case, she does a lot of trainings using her computer. If you're going to do screencast type videos, I strongly recommend that you invest in that. Because again, it's a one-time thing and it's going to really make you look better.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just answering some questions. Mary Rose. Any communication is easier done when you write or speak as if speaking to one. Great reinforcement. Great tip, Dan. Thank you. I think we're all going to go home with that.
Okay. Now, we moving on to the next piece, you know, we were going to talk a little bit about kind of scripting or how you craft your videos to try to engage your audience. Because you're right, video is kind of a double-edged sword. Yes, it's engaging. Yes, lots of people want it. But in case you haven't noticed, it's also showing up a lot more places. So it's becoming a little tougher for us to stand out because you don't want your videos to look just like everybody else's. Because particularly in social media channels like Facebook, like Instagram, unless you grab them right away, they're going to bounce and go to the next video or somewhere further down the news feed. So there's a little kind of a 4-step process that we use when we're scripting our videos. And yes, by the way, script your videos. I don't mean you have to read the script. But don't try to wing it. Unless you're Anderson Cooper on CNN and you can just kind of get up and do your thing. Create a script, make it in bullet points so it keeps you on task. There you go.
And everyone knows I like it. I like to be very authentic and transparent. So I am trying, because I haven't done this really in the past, I am now using, and I want to share tips. You know, this is my new Facebook Live script. I made a template, and then I print it out, and I just fill in the name of my guest, and I change, like, the 3 things that we're going to talk about. You know, if anybody else wants my simple template, I am happy to share it. It's nothing fancy, but it is making sure that I get their name right, we stay on track, we talk about the 3 things, and I share some really great specials with y'all at the end.
That's an awesome suggestion, Mary, especially if somebody's going to do a live broadcast like this one, because the worst thing that can happen is the wheels come off and you kind of lose track of where you're going. So having a script is important. And within that script, your first piece of action should be to grab their attention. So now your question is, okay, well, how do I do that? Well, remember, it's within the first 7 to 10 seconds is kind of that magic spot. So what you need to do, first of all, some kind of a visual helps. So you see a lot of top video people will either use a visual object kind of in front of the camera, or they'll create movement. So if you're just standing there still in front of your camera talking, you're not going to draw attention in the social media feed. Whereas, you'll see people who kind of get up in the camera or they move, and it shifts people's eyes to what they're doing. And
I naturally move a lot, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. I usually talk with my hands, though. Is that a problem? Because my mother always says that I must have some Italian in me because I can't talk without moving my hands.
No, that just shows you're passionate about what you're talking about, so people want to see that.
I thought it was a bad thing to talk with your hands in video.
Not in my opinion. And I mean, I would much rather watch that than watch someone who's stoic and sitting back. No,
hello,
I don't want to call it.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
Right. So that's the thing. You want to catch, and here's a tip. If you start with a question, start with like a rhetorical question. So whoever your audience, let's say you're talking to small business owners, right? You could say, you're a small business owner, right? And you probably struggle with A, B, and C, whatever the topic is going to be. Do you see what I did there? I talked directly to one person in the audience, even though I wasn't literally, but I addressed them as if I was. And I asked a rhetorical question. So you guarantee that a bunch of your audience members are nodding their head going, yep, that's me. You got them at that point. You got their attention. So at least that's step one. Okay, now, how do you make sure that they watch? And they keep watching.
That's really important. Yeah. Item number 2 that we're talking about, or tip number 2, is how to keep your viewers engaged. Are you guys finding this an engaging video? I still have people watching, so that's a good sign. We have 94 thumbs ups. Yeah. So, but how do you do that? Because that can be really hard.
So here's the thing. After you've hooked them, that's called a hook, where you asked that question and got their attention. Now you want to quickly restate their problem. Because trust me, people are looking for stuff. They have an issue. They can't retain staff. They can't fix whatever it is, and they need a piece of software to do that. Or they need your product to fix it. So restate what the problem is, and then proceed to explain how your service, your product, your business is going to help them fix that problem. Okay? If you can do all of that summary, so you've gotten your hook, and then restated their problem within the first 20 to 30 seconds, you're going to have a much larger chance that they're going to stick around, because now they see what's in it for them. Okay, I get it. Now I want to watch. I want to see what's going to happen.
So we should repeat what we're going to be talking about and what the value is.
Right.
See, I see other people do that, like people, like Owen. Owen's a great Owen video. He's amazing. I look up to him because I see all his videos and I'm like, man, they're so engaging and he's on fire, but it's more to that male persona, I feel. Yeah. So I watch females do video and I'm watching males do video, and what I'm seeing is there's a big difference there.
And that's a great point, and there should be, because you need to appeal to what your audience is looking for.
Yes.
So your audience might be looking for something totally different than what mine is. Mm-hmm. And also, although you want to get their attention, it's important to be authentic. I mean, you can tell Mary's authentic. I mean, she's the real deal. So don't try to be somebody you're not. Right. If you're not a gregarious, like in-your-face kind of person, don't try to be that, because it'll seem fake.
Oh, I just want to say that that's a pro tip, you guys. I think as a business owner and entrepreneur, we have comparatitis syndrome, right? We compare ourselves with everyone. Yeah, I know totally. I do it. I think I do it on a daily basis. I try not to. And there's some people that I just look up to, like Stephanie Liu. I love Stephanie Liu. She is the whole reason I started my own Facebook show. I can't be her, though, because I'm not her. I'm Mary Fay Brett, and I have to own my awesomeness and how I interact with people and how I do video. And I might take a tidbit, from Owen, and maybe, some tips from you, Dan, obviously, and a little, I like Stephanie's quirkiness, where she just shoots off the hip and just keeps it real and fun. So we have to be ourselves when we're doing video. And I think that's where people mess up, when they try to be someone that they're not. It's hard, because then you're an actress and you should get paid for it, right?
Amen. Totally. You're totally right. And I completely agree, because it's easy for me to want to compare myself. I'm not Owen, or I'm not Sean Cannell, or these guys that are, amazing, but that's okay. I'm not trying to be.
Right.
I'm trying to appeal to what my audience is looking for and what they need. And so, trust me, the old saying, there's enough business to go around. Find your target audience and what they want. Trust me, they're following you for a reason. So keep giving them what they're looking for, and you're going to have a loyal audience.
I like that. That's very good advice. And Kimberly said authentic. Oh, Heidi Gilbert joined us. Thank you for joining us, Heidi. I think that Shelly Mitch invited you. Thank you, Shelly, for sharing the event and inviting some friends of yours and colleagues that might be interested in video marketing tips. Mary Rose says, be you, do you. High five, girl. Be you, do you. That's a hashtag she just put in. Mary Rose, we're still going to use that on some other materials. I love it. And yep. Lori's chiming in, yes. So, so we went over our equipment, right? We've already gone over what equipment you need to produce, a quality video. Mm-hmm. And Dan is going to share some links after the show, and I'll put in whatever I have. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars, $300. You can have I can probably sell some of the stuff I have over here in the corner.
Studio for $300, exactly. Yeah.
Studio for $300, and then how to engage. And I learned this. Thank you, Dan. So my script, after talking to Dan, I was watching some other tips. I changed my lead-in tonight, and again, I'm sharing this tip with you guys. Mm-hmm. I started with, instead of welcome to the show, please share it, blah blah blah. I was like, hey, we have Dan on tonight, and I think I said the first thing was, do you want to learn how to increase engagement and monetize your videos? Looking for simple but effective video marketing plan? We're covering all this in tonight's show. So I learned that, you got to lead with what you're going to talk about.
Right.
Get to you and yourself and your business later.
Totally. And to tie into that, that's exactly right. But not to brush the other piece aside, the call to action is important. You want to make sure that you do have one, but the thing is, you don't want to have it too early. Why do you think that is? Does anybody know? Put a question in there.
What was the question? Don't have a call to action too early?
The question is, why is it a bad thing to have a call to action early on, like right out of the chute? See if we get any people answer.
To action too early. Mary Rose, do you know? Wait, let me go. Okay, so I just put it in there. So, you guys, does anyone know? Take a guess. This is a safe zone right here. Why is it too early to have? There's a typo in I'm trying to type and be on. Why is it a bad thing to have a call to action?
Yeah.
Too early. Mary Rose, do you know? Because Mary Rose is in marketing, so I'm thinking that she would know. Mary Rose, I just put you up on a pedestal all the time. Kimberly says they stop watching and listening.
Exactly.
Lori says they don't trust you yet. Ooh.
Boom. Who said that? They're right.
Lori Itkin.
There you go.
Bam.
That's exactly right. You haven't established trust yet. Essentially, what you're doing by having your call to action too early is you've turned this into a TV commercial. TV commercials don't work. That's why companies spend hundreds of thousands of dollars running them for 30 seconds. A video should be exactly the opposite of a TV commercial.
Lori, you win the prize tonight. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to pull something out of my little magic bag here, and I'm going to drop it off at HeraHub for you.
So your call to action should be there, but it's going to come later on. Once you've gotten the question in, once you've gotten their trust and told them what's going to be in it for them to watch this video, then later on you can get to your call to action.
You're amazing. I didn't think about that before.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's a mistake I see lots, regardless of the business or industry, people do that all the time, is they think that they want to make it immediately about a sale, and it's not about a sale.
Yeah, so...
the old marketing acronym, they say, people do business with who they know, like, and trust.
That makes
sense. They know those things first. Yep.
Now that you're saying out loud, now that we're talking about it, that makes sense, because that would turn me off if a call to action buy my mastermind program now, it's open for 24 hours, I'd be like, I don't even know who you are.
Right. They got to tell you, why should I buy it first before I'm going to buy it? Exactly.
I like it.
Okay. So, and tying into that, we are going to have a call to action, as Mary said at the end. But you notice we're not putting it in there yet. We're going to put it at the end. So
okay, so we've got a bunch more people that just joined us. Laura's here. Thank you, Laura, for joining us. Shelly Mitch said that she would leave. Sherry Marks joined. Need to date them before you ask them to marry you. That is great,
I like that.
Sherry.
That's a good way of saying that. Exactly.
I love it. I have to say that I love my network. Like, I think I have an awesome network. You guys rock. Mary Rose said, FYI, I'm trying to watch this party feature. Huh? Okay. You're trying to watch another party feature. Laura, hello, Mary. Oh, she's in class. Don't tell my teacher. Okay, Lori, I have seen people make their offer about 2/3 way through.
And again, it would depend on the length of your video, but let's say you're making a 1.5 or 2 minute video. That's probably a good time. Once you've gotten in about a minute, you've gotten their attention, you've given them a good reason to stick around and watch the video, that'd be a perfect place to put your call to action. Yeah.
So if I make a 7-minute Monday motivation video, because I try to keep my Monday motivation to 7 minutes so everyone can get out the door or whatever, where would I put my call to action? Right at the end? I just put it at the end right now.
That's great. That's a great question. And then there is no tried and true correct answer. But I would say about the midway point, and here's why.
Okay.
If you do it too early, we already talked about you're going to tick them off. But if you do it all the way at the end, a lot of people aren't there anymore. No offense to you, but 7 minutes is a long time.
You're right.
So you don't want to lose out on half of your audience. So if you sandwich it right in there about the middle, and then still give them reasons to stick around and keep watching, then you're likely to get a better return on that investment. So.
Oh my gosh, so many great tips tonight, Dan. Thank you. I'm going to have to go back and watch the video so I can take notes because my head is I'm like, okay, don't do my call to action at the end because you're right. I don't watch videos all the way to the end.
Right.
Most of the time I don't know.
We've all got social media ADD. We only watch things for 30 seconds and then we bounce on to the next thing. So.
And look, we still have people watching us. Woohoo! We have 156 thumbs up. Thank you guys for the love, the hearts that we got, the shares. We so appreciate it, and we really hope that this is valuable. So we're going to talk about our third topic, our third topic tonight, and that is one I'm really looking forward to learning more, how to take a single video and break it into multiple pieces for great marketing content. So hit it. You're up, Dan.
Yeah. And okay, so this is going to have both a kind of a pro side and a con side, if you'll bear with me here. Definitely, if you're creating good content like Mary's putting out there and that hopefully I think I'm putting out there and you guys are putting out there for your audience, it wouldn't make sense to create a video and just use it on one platform and then go create another video and put it on that platform. You're going to go nuts because you're going to be shooting videos all day long and that'll be your full-time job.
That means I have to be in full makeup and hair all the time. I just don't have time for that, you guys.
Plus, you probably have to have a production crew and nobody's got time for that. So what you do instead is you don't want to just take a video. Let's take Mary's 7-minute video as an example. That would be a great piece of content to repurpose maybe on her YouTube channel. And by the way, you guys should all have YouTube channels. If you don't already, you need to create one. Okay, they're free of charge.
Real estate.
But exactly. Or if she was to repurpose that, say on Facebook, for example, it may, different audience than where she's putting it on LinkedIn versus where she would put it on YouTube versus putting it on Facebook. Typically, on YouTube, longer form videos tend to do really well. So a 7-minute video generally would do awesome on YouTube. Generally, not so much on Facebook. It might in a group, if it's somebody that follows you and sees your stuff regularly. But if I just took a 7-minute video and put it up on Facebook, very few people, if you look at the insights, are going to still be there by the end of that video. It's just too long. So what you could do is take that same video that you shot that was awesome, re-edit it. So you go back in and edit it into kind of just your highlights, kind of just bullet point version of that video. So take that 7-minute video maybe and boil it down to 2 minutes.
Oh, so I take out all the fluff because when I do Monday Motivation, again, you guys, because I type it up so I know what I'm going to talk about. Mm-hmm. But basically, this is 4 bullet points.
Yeah.
So you're saying that my Monday Motivation, the video, to put it really on Facebook. So here's a question. I'm just going to throw this out. So we're talking about all these platforms. So right now I do Monday Motivation. I do it on my Facebook page. I put it up on LinkedIn, and then they're going to all be up on YouTube. We just got all my Facebook Lives up on my YouTube channel. Thank God for a VA. They're taking care of that.
Good for you. That's a good way to repurpose those, yeah.
Right? So that's one thing. But my question is, what platform should I start my video on? Do I start it on YouTube and then take...
Great question. And just my opinion is that YouTube should be your first go-to for multiple reasons. YouTube is the search king. You remember when people are on YouTube or on Google, they have intent. They're looking for stuff. That's why they're typing in those words and phrases. Best software for small business or whatever the thing they're typing in. They're not doing that on Facebook. They're not doing that on Instagram. They refer to social media as disruptive marketing, which means essentially my video is just popping into your newsfeed, right? On YouTube, it's different. You're actually searching for what I'm putting out there. So the reason I'm saying that is I think YouTube should be your... What's that?
I'm like, look at my face. I'm like, I'm doing it wrong.
So if you start with YouTube, put your videos up on YouTube, it's real easy then to take that same video from YouTube, grab what's called the embed code, and don't worry if you don't know all the nerdy stuff. It's real easy.
I know how to do that. I take a YouTube video that embed, but let me throw this wrench in. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Facebook Live is what I'm doing. My Monday Motivation is Facebook Live.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you clarified it. Now that's a totally different animal.
Okay, so Facebook Live is different.
Yes.
And if I want to do some pre-recorded videos, like a series, I did a career series, a 3-video career series that built. I would have been better off, and it makes sense now that we're talking about it. YouTube is owned by who? Google.
Right.
What's the biggest search engine in the world? Google.
Right.
Who does Google have a relationship with? LinkedIn. So LinkedIn and Google, they're like buddies. So if you want to rank higher on one and the other, there's tricks to that.
Yeah, and Mary, that's a great point because yes, live video and recorded video are apples and oranges, completely different. In fact, in my workshop, I spend some time kind of differentiating between them. I'm not saying one's better than the other. They just serve completely different purposes. Live videos, kind of by their nature, they recommend that the live videos are longer. Because the longer the video is in a live format, the better chance somebody will come across it and find it and watch it. Whereas if it's a recorded video, you would never put a recorded video that's 20 minutes long or 30 minutes long or an hour long. Nobody's going to watch that because it's a completely different purpose. So yes, live video should be longer. Recorded video should be short and to the point. So that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, so now we've got some other people joining us. Mary Rose is... There's a conversation on the side note over here of what everyone's using, iMovie to edit. So I think that's another question. And Mary Rose is going to jump back to YouTube. Mary Rose, maybe at our next Get Stuff Done Day, we call it GSD Day, maybe we'll work on YouTube and get that all up and going.
Is that what the S stands for, Mary?
Yeah. Because I try not to curse. So it actually, I say Get Stuff Done.
Okay.
So I actually call it the Get Stuff Done Day, GSD Day. Got it. Mary Rose says, how about YouTube Lives? I've never used it. How is that?
Yeah, and that's a great question because, first of all, a lot of people don't realize that YouTube Live has actually been around, get this, it's been around longer than Facebook Live.
How come we don't know about it?
Well, because they did a terrible job of promoting it, YouTube did, and really the only industry that's kind of really glommed on to YouTube Live is gamers, people that do online gaming. YouTube Live is huge for online gamers. But yes, you can stream live on YouTube just as easily as you can on Facebook or on any other platform. And yeah, go ahead. You had a question.
Mary Rose, regarding streaming on YouTube, you can stream YouTube and Facebook somehow at the same time.
Yes, you have to use a third-party software, but you definitely can.
Like Ecamm that I'm using right now. If anybody is interested in the tools that I use, because I get asked that all the time for my Facebook live shows, I use two great things, Ecamm Live and Skype Call Recorder is how I bring my guests in. Because if you can tell, we're not in the same room. We're in the same city, but it's and the reason I really like this, well, that's a whole nother reason why I'm in the beta group. It's been great. They listen to us. They make changes. So if anyone's interested in Ecamm Live and call recorder for Skype of how to do interviews like this, or just a really cool show, if you can see it at the bottom of the screen, it's branded. Thank you, Stephanie Lou, for teaching me how to do that. So in the show notes at the very bottom, there's my links there. And yes, they are affiliate links.
And that's awesome. That's a great tip, because I've used others. I've used BeLive and some of the other softwares, but I really like the Ecamm, and I think because of your recommendation, I might give that a try as well, Mary.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. I got it. I'm grandfathered in for life, which is great. So there's one reason to be in the beta. But no, the guys that founded it, Glenn and Ken, I think, they're amazing. And so I've been using it maybe 2 years now. Just, It keeps updating. So anyways, that was because there was a little side conversation.
But yeah, thanks for that. That was a great question about YouTube Live. And yeah, I didn't mean to gloss that over. That's a really important platform to consider. Yeah.
Yeah. Shan says she has Ecamm too. I love Ecamm Live, you guys. So my link is in the show notes. You can get that on the event. So, man, we've gone over a lot tonight. So we talked about equipment. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to look professional. Nope. And I have to say, so in all disclosure, people are always saying, "Oh, Mary, I love your recording studio." And I'm like, it's not a studio. So it is. So this is that's my little corner, right?
But I love how you have it staged. It's awesome.
Right, but that's my mess. Okay? There's the desk, there's the printer, but this is the little corner, because I love those colors, and then it seriously is just, my office mess. But to record a video, all you need is a corner. Oh. Did I lose
We kind of lost you for a second, but you're back.
Oh, sorry about that, folks. Technology. So you really only need a small space to do recording in. Mm-hmm. You don't need a whole room. I think some people think, because I see some really great video creators out there, and I see their garages turned or a whole office, and I'm like, no, you don't really need all that.
Yep. And by the way, something else that a lot of people feel they need to have that you do not need to have is a green screen, okay? Right. I mean, yes, they're cool. You can do some neat effects behind you.
It's a pain.
We have one, and I think I've used it 2 times for clients. The rest of the times, I don't.
Yeah, I bought one in my early days of trying to do video, and personally, it's a pain in the butt.
Exactly.
I don't like it. I should probably sell mine. But anyways, okay, so we talked about the tools, the equipment that you need to start doing video, and then we talked how to keep your viewers engaged.
Yep.
And then our last part, what did we talk about?
Repurposing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, breaking your video into, I like to say bite size, because that's my thing, to bite size marketing pieces. So taking the video, making it a blog, taking a video and making it, making sure it's on all channels, because as you said, not everyone's on Facebook, not everyone's on LinkedIn. Some people are looking for you on YouTube. So all of you people watching, we all need YouTube channels, and I'm going to say join my private group, the LinkedIn Bakery. It's on Facebook, because I'm doing a social share Saturday, and I'm asking everyone to drop the channel in that they want to grow. And mine is YouTube right now. I'm asking for everyone to please follow me on YouTube so I can grow that channel. But I want to help you guys grow your channels. So join my group, and let's all support each other. You can get 300 viewers right there.
Yep.
So, man, we covered a lot. Let me just check the questions real quick.
Okay. And if it's okay now, I wanted to kind of throw out one. Remember, we promised a call to action or 2.
Yes.
By the way, put your debit cards away. This isn't going to cost you a thing. But I wanted to point out, if you'd like to learn a lot more about video, this was only, 45-minute or an hour call. So it's really tough to cover it in depth in this short a time. I do a workshop every 2 months at SCORE San Diego. I think Mary mentioned that. I also do one on the opposite months on digital advertising. But next week, next Thursday, I think it's the 14th, I will be doing my next video marketing workshop. It's a 3-hour workshop, 9 to 12. I mean, it's really in-depth, hands-on. You're going to walk away with a lot of stuff that you can use right away.
That's awesome.
And I have a freebie for one person. I can only do this for one, but SCORE has allowed me to give one free admission as a guest. So normally it'd be a $25 charge for the workshop. If somebody can get in touch with Mary, the first person, and I'll let you get in for free.
So here, we're just going to do this now. So everyone who's watching, because the ticket's going to go fast, type in free ticket, and the first person to type in free ticket is going to be the winner. I think that's the only way I can do this. Wow, that is so nice of you, Dan. I love my guests. They always have amazing things to share. Let me make sure. I'm trying to monitor the comments now. We got like all kinds of people commenting. Okay, Mary Rose, you're the winner, girl. You get the free ticket. Now, you only get the ticket, though, if you come back and share everything with me. Okay? Mary Rose, me and you, coffee, notes from his workshop.
Cool.
Congrats. And it's Mary Rose's birthday. So I got to give a shout out. Happy birthday, girl. It's her birthday month. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. I love it. We did have one more question. When you recorded your first video, how many times did you retake or edit it?
Awesome question.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. When we first started, I did a lot of things wrong. First of all, my lighting was terrible. It's about like it is right now, which it shouldn't be. We had a camera that I hadn't really figured out all the settings on yet. So long story short, I spent the better part of an afternoon. I probably did 10 or 11 takes before I finally got a piece of video that I could use and edit on iMovie and put it out there. But you know what? Don't get paralyzed by how difficult it is. Don't make it more challenging than it needs to be. Don't worry so much about the production value. Just start creating great content. Engage your audience, answer their questions, and you know what? If you have to do it in a few takes, so what?
Hey, Dan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You know, before we go, if people can go to the SCORE workshop. Would you drop that link in case someone wants to buy a ticket?
I will, for sure.
And then also, what if someone wants to hire you to produce a video or to do video editing, or how, you know, how do they get in touch with you? How do you want people to reach out? What platform?
Yeah, I mean, any platform. I'm on all of them. The name of my agency is Profits Marketing Group. But if somebody just wants to reach out to me directly via email, my email is dan@profitsmarketinggroup.com. That's probably the easiest way, and you'll get in touch with me. And we do work with either people who want full production of their video that maybe don't even know where to start, and we do everything from scripting to shooting the video, editing, production, the whole thing. I've also worked with a lot of business owners that maybe have already done a few videos but don't like the response they're getting, and so we kind of do the optimization and the marketing piece so that we start driving more eyeballs to those videos as well. So you can do it either way.
Sweet. I like that. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much, Dan. I mean, I've learned so much. I really think I'm going to have you on the show again because I want to talk about some more stuff like video editing. So, Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Don't forget that this month my next show is next Wednesday. We're just a week out, so it's March 13th because I'm going to be attending Social Media Marketing World 19. I'm so excited. And you'll want to follow me on all my platforms because I will be reporting live from the conference that's held here in San Diego. It's 3 days of like amazing speakers like Amy Porterfield and Murray Smith and Guy and just like Sean Cannell is going to be there.
I love him.
Yeah, there's going to be so many amazing speakers, and I'm going to be reporting live and doing write-ups about the session. So if you don't have your ticket and can't go, I have myself and some colleagues that are volunteers and attending the conference. We're going to split up, divide and conquer, and bring you all the latest tips and trends from these market influencers. So join me next Wednesday at 7 p.m. where I have Braden Drake on, and we're talking taxes. Yep, that ugly word that we all have to do. He is a tax person for entrepreneurs and creativepreneurs is what he says. He has a private group. I met him at Pat Flynn's meetup. He's amazing, and he's going to share, the things that he gets asked all the time from us type of people, the entrepreneurs and small business owners. So I'm really looking forward to his show. And then, you know what? If you like the show, can you do me a favor? Could you give me a review? just go ahead, drop that 5-star review that you're really enjoying these bite-sized tips for busy entrepreneur shows so that I know that I'm providing value and that you want me to continue these shows twice a month. And finally, you guys, if you're ready to turn that LinkedIn profile into a lead magnet and start attracting your ideal clients, customers, referrals, advocates, all of that can be done free on LinkedIn. I have strategy sessions open for April. So I'm already booked up for March, but if you want to get on the books for April, I've got a special offer for you guys. Just drop in their LinkedIn profile lead magnet. And then my course, maybe if you want the whole shebang of how to set up your profile, how to attract leads, how to message people, how to market, what content, if you want everything, my course, Your Recipe for Success on LinkedIn for Entrepreneurs and Small Business Owners, is launching in April. And there is a pre-registration discount. Okay, we like discount and sale. Let me know if you'd like that, and I'll send you the special link that I've created just for you guys, my network. Well, Dan, I want to bring you back on camera. There we are. So good to have you. Like, I just know we're going to be working together more this year.
Yeah, like I said, I was totally looking forward to it, and it lived up to the expectation and then some. So I'd be honored if you had me back again.
Yeah, and everyone over here, they're saying thank you, Dan and Mary. Thank you, Dan and Mary. Like, literally, thank you, Dan and Mary. I love it. This was really great, and I learned some things that I need to do, like start at YouTube, and you helped me with my script a little bit, so thank you so much. Laura said, Mary, send it to me, I'm interested. Okay, I'll check back with Laura. Hey guys, we're gonna go, but we will answer any more questions. Dan's gonna share links to all his great stuff, Amazon and your equipment and the SCORE workshop. And Dan, go ahead, and in the comments, why don't you go ahead and put your email and website?
Okay, I'll do that.
Let's make it easy for everyone to find you.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, guys, we got to wrap up. So y'all have a great day, and I will see you Monday for motivation and next Wednesday for the next episode of Bite-Sized Tips for Busy Entrepreneurs. Have a great evening.
All right.